Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Enter the manosphere.
Of course. How can I assist you today?
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
Men should pay for the first date. 3, 2, 1. Interesting.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily, and welcome to the first dating foolishness video of the year, where we expose the foolishness of dating from an analytical perspective, highlighting the double standards, contradictions, and overall drama that dominate modern relationships. This is all about helping men learn, navigate, and protect themselves in the current dating landscape. For this video, we're going to the Dr. Daf Show, titled Do All Women Think the Same? Where Dr. Daf gives 9 women different statements, and the women decide if their answer to each statement is yes or no. Now, do all women think the same? Short answer, biologically, in general, yes. However, we always stress the impact of society and culture on human behavior, and that's why despite these women standing on opposite sides of the statement, men should pay for the first date, they still share the same opinion. And like I always say, women will always tell on themselves. Just ask the right questions and let them talk long enough. That's why we're going to let them talk for 2 minutes so you can have a better understanding of that dating foolishness we're about to expose. Let's dive in.
Men should pay for the first date. 3, 2, 1. Interesting. All right, let me hear from you. Why should men not pay for the first
It's
date?
not like every single case, but I don't think, I think that's something that you kind of have to figure out for yourself, depending, on a guy-to-guy basis, whoever you're seeing. I don't want to just assume that someone's going to pay for me. I'm happy to split it. I mean, I do think that men should pay for all their crimes. But I think on a first date, I don't think it should be assumed that they're going to pay. I do think that personally for me, whoever asked for the first date should pay. That's something that I've gone by in the last few years, but I don't definitely expect a man to.
I definitely think that if I'm fighting for equality and I'm fighting to be seen as an equal, then I would like to treat them, unfortunately, the same. I would love if they paid, and I would love to be you should pay, because whatever, but I want to approach it with a different lens.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel like if I want to be treated as an equal, I have to expect to take my portion of it. And so should a man pay? If he asked me out, sure. If I asked him out, no. My responsibility. I asked him out. So, no, should he pay? It depends who asked who out.
Right.
Keep it equal.
What do you say?
I want to show, depending on, I'm dating someone because I want to build a future, and I want them to see that I have stability, I can offer stability. That's my point of view. If I'm saying don't worry, I have this one, hopefully there's a next one where you could then offer your services, but it does not matter to me if I pay first, because again, I'm trying to show that equality as well. So if I can, I'll be that one reaching for that. Don't worry about it. I got that.
All right.
The foolishness in this clip lies in the fact that women don't ask men out. They will give hints, smoke signals, play damsel in distress, etc. But they will not directly approach a man and ask him out. Why?
Why?
Because they are not only afraid of rejection, they do not handle rejection very well. Accountability and rejection are a woman's
kryptonite.
That's why women like the guise of equality, the feel of equality, but not the practicality of it. These women are just running their mouths, serving that feel-good Kool-Aid.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me feel good?
Now, let's go to the foolishness on the other side and let the women who said yes talk and tell on themselves.
I kind of feel strongly about this one.
Okay, I want to hear.
I think in a heterosexual relationship where you're doing sort of a courting thing, paying for the first date is just a gesture from a guy. Basically says, if I knock you up, then I'm gonna like be there. I'm gonna be around, and it's like an investment in the relationship.
This is pure gold.
And I say this just for the first date. I think it's just a social norm that presents normalcy. And I appreciate it when guys do it, but if they don't, it kind of says they're not really into it that much.
Can I go bounce off of that? Like, I don't think that, is that allowed?
Go ahead.
What's the line there, you know, that you're saying? I feel like, yes, if you want to feel valued and, you know, treated, but if it's based off of like, I want to see if he can take care of me if he knocks me up, I don't think that that's based off of a first date.
It's not logic.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. In modern society, a modern woman cannot rationalize why a man should pay for the first date. It all comes down to how it makes the woman feel. That's why the women on the quote-unquote no side are fully aware of this dynamic, but they will not hesitate to let a man spend his resources on them under the guise of independence. That's why it's essential for women that men ask them out.
They'll still run.
I have something I'd like to bounce off that too, and it's because I actually had a friend who did this. So I'm going to side with the men today on this one. I had a friend who were in the age of dating apps and such. She would go on dates to get dinner. Why should a man have to pay for her to have dinner 7 nights a week? Seriously. And it wasn't the same man. So if she's doing it, how many other women are doing it?
Research backs this up. Janice, read.
Women holding traditional beliefs about gender roles are more likely to go on foodie calls. New research has found that traditional beliefs about gender roles best predicted whether women had gone on dates with persons they are not attracted to in order to get a free meal, foodie calls, and their perceived acceptability. Foodie calls were seen as the most acceptable in the United States, with 53% of US women reporting going on foodie calls, compared to 7% in the United Kingdom. The study was published in Psychological Reports.
You see how justification of their behavior is essential? On both sides. Why?
Why?
Because we're talking about female nature here. That's the undeniable red pill truth. It's interesting how this research says a lot about the cultural differences between the US and the UK. 53% of US women find foodie calls acceptable. You surprised men are opting out in droves? I'm not. Go where you are appreciated, brothers.
And not invested in trying to get to know them.
Yeah, I do understand the opposite of that though, because then it's like women would love to get equal opportunity at work, would love to get equal pay, would love to be able to financially support themselves, but that is that obstacle. So I think some people see that exchange as fair, because they're like, okay, well, you're in a naturally predisposed position to be in a better place than me. So if you care, then maybe you should like help lift me up. But it is that like bottom precedent of like, I don't know. Yeah.
The foolishness. Okay, just brace yourself for another minute because this is not over yet.
Dinner's on you.
Dinner's on you.
Go ahead.
Well, I think men typically make more money in general, historically, but also with power too. So I think it is fair, like at least for the first date. Yeah, that's what I think.
The foolishness in what these women are saying lies in a woman's hypergamy. According to research, modern women, especially young women, are out-earning men in several US cities. Ask these women if they are interested in dating a man with a lower socioeconomic status. The answer is no. Ask them if they are looking to be the main breadwinner in a household, and the answer is
Hell no.
This is why 80-90% of men are dismissed when it comes to dating. Once again, women are looking for justification for their hypergamous nature.
This is a very first date thing for me. I am a little bit old school like that, because moving on, like if it does go on after like the first date and you do continue going on dates further, I will pay. I feel like the second date, I will make sure I pay. But the first date, I feel like I just want to feel appreciated.
Why will you make sure you pay on the next date?
Well, because I almost feel like I never want him to feel like I'm taking advantage of him. Like it's his duty to keep paying for dates.
Interesting.
I
This for me is more emotional than monetary. In my experience with men, I think them paying for a first date. I always have my own money, by the way, because my mom was like, never expect a man to pay for you, be ready. But she was like, but I think it's a gesture of good faith. And I think even in a small way emotionally, when a guy is like, oh, I'll get it. You're showing me, okay, from the jump you're showing you're already serious in this small way. And then as a relationship goes on, like, let's do half, or like, I would love to treat you because I care about you. But like, also, look, I'm gonna be treated like a lady. And like, yes, I'm strong and I'm all these things and I'm a lady at the same time. And you can treat me like one by paying for our first date.
Just visualization.
Red flag alert.
Huge red flag here. And this is why 80-90% of women today are LQWs. Low quality women, for those who don't know. Everything starts with the attitude, the mentality, the way modern women think. Modern women have a flexible and fluid mentality where they pick and choose whatever treatment fits them at that particular moment in time. Long story short, they want to have it all. This woman is the perfect example of the confusion and drama waiting for you when you enter a relationship with her. And here's proof. Check this out.
I believe that men and women will never be equal.
Well, my knee-jerk reaction was we will never be equal, but my second thought was I think men and women are equal in value because we're all people. Now, will society ever recognize that? I think that's a little more complicated, but as a woman, I would like to start my day saying I already am equal in value to you, and society needs to catch up.
It's not logic!
How much proof do you need? They will always tell on themselves. There's no special treatment in equality. What she's referring to is equality of outcome. And that's why dating is horrible today. When it comes to dating, women want no part of equality. They will embrace the romantic aspects of dating all day. But when it comes to the responsibilities of maintaining a healthy relationship, they won't honor them unless it makes them feel good. This is exactly what we've highlighted in our marriage decline in China video. Check this out.
我想做的是我能够自主的选择，而不是说被迫的妥协。所以我也希望，比如说婚姻什么的，它不应该是成为你精彩人生的一种束缚。
In a relationship, you cannot do whatever you want. The same applies to being single. Nobody owes you affection or financial support. There are no solutions, only trade-offs. This flexible mentality of the modern woman is detrimental to men. You cannot build a solid house on unstable soil. The reason houses are valued is because they're still there when you come home from work. You can't depend on them, unless, of course,
catastrophe in California. A Los Angeles disaster movie roars to life.
Like what's currently happening in LA. The same case is hard to make for modern Western women.
Just a visualization. Help me out here.
A visualization.
Thank you. Of me sitting at the table, the check comes and he waits for me to grab it. It's like red flag, baby. Like, what stability are we talking here? Can you pay rent, baby? Or are you sitting at home playing video games?
I hear that.
Man, it's really working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.